Hello, this is Jason Christensen. I'm here to discuss what the Utah swamp is, or what the concept of the swamp is. Donald Trump got elected as, with the concept of draining the swamp. The swamp is corruption. It's not about any one campaign. In Utah, like Washington, D.C., it has a dirty, stinking swamp, a very big one. As well as your local counties and cities, but Utah, the state of Utah, has a dirty, stinking swamp. And I'm here at the Utah State Capitol where a lot of nefarious, very bad, evil legislation happens. Every year, there's an average of 1,000 plus pieces of legislation goes through that gets introduced. In fact, every politician up here is climbing the walls to get those special interests passed by scratching the backs of their fellow legislators and backroom deals. Every year, for several years now, gas tax has gone up every single year for the last 5 years, and there's a lot of talk on tax reform, but if you look at the actual tax reform that they're talking about reforming, they'll look into tax every single service that you and I as citizens use, which is a massive tax hike. They're not looking at actual tax reform. They're not looking at cutting spending. Utah has a problem of deficit spending, fabricating the books, claiming to the public that we have balanced budgets when we do not. We are billions in debt. Utah panders to the feds for free federal funds, and so Utah goes along with illegal and unconstitutional pieces of legislation. Utah has passed gender-neutral locker rooms. The state of Utah loves to seize property for special interests, especially in rural constructions. The governor's office itself loves the practice of pay to play, meaning if you pay money to the campaign contributions, you'll get the jobs contracts once the politician wins office. That's a dirty, stinking swamp and needs to be drained. That's why, while I'm here at the Utah legislature, I'm here to announce my bid to become the next Utah Republican nominee and the next Republican governor of the state of Utah. I want to drain the stinking swamp. I want to cut taxes. I want to eliminate the income tax. I want to eliminate the property tax. I want to get our fiscal house in order. I want to institute zero-based budgeting, where the government is mandated to do budgets similar to you and I at our house, where income comes in. If there's not enough money, you cut. The government doesn't do that right now. It goes off a facade called baseline budgeting, which is the same type of budgeting that Lehman Brothers got in trouble for. Utah can govern without federal funds. I don't want to accept federal funds anymore. I want to enforce the idea of federalism, states' rights, not just lip service like Herbert or Cox or Huntsman or Levitt or any other fake conservative swamp critter is clamoring like. And yes, the other opponents in the race so far, those talks about Huntsman, he's a swamp critter, a big swamp critter. Cox is a fake, he's a swamp critter. Herbert's a fake, a swamp critter. Levitt, right on down the list. This conservative state of Utah needs to start acting to what it preaches. We need to cut. We need to balance our books. I do have plans for revenue, voluntary means of revenue, to provide lots of revenue, such as a state lottery, or decriminalizing online gambling and taxing it, or a state bank. All these avenues is enough revenue to fund every essential service within the state of Utah and pay our teachers more money. Since there is a state constitutional mandate for education. I wanted, I promised to be a veto governor, meaning if something's unconstitutional, it's getting vetoed. I don't want to see pieces of legislation on my desk if elected. I don't want to see thousands of pieces of legislation per year as I'm governor. That's too many. I want a cap on legislation of how many pieces of legislation that legislators can propose. Maybe 500, maybe 400, and maybe even a cap on how many pages the legislation is. Make it easy to read for the general public. There's a lot of things a new governor can do to correct course, to right the ship, as it were, to actually be a conservative. I want to be able to actually stand up to the federal government when they do unconstitutional acts, such as illegal gun control pieces of legislation. I want to tell them to get out. We are willing to work with the federal government, but they need to abide by the Constitution, the same mandate we are obligated to abide by. Once again, I am running to be your next Republican governor of this great state of Utah, to make this state of Utah a free and sovereign state of Utah, where every person can live safe. Everyone's life may be safe. Yes, that means banning abortion, protecting the citizens' liberty. Yes, cutting government. And lastly, protecting every citizen's property. The great three models that the Constitution is supposed to protect: life, liberty, property. I hope you like this video, and please stay tuned on this channel for more videos on the different issues. Thank you. Have a nice day.